What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing fantastic as always. Today we are going to be looking at collision and Megascans. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about it too much. If you have worked with Megascans, you have probably run into the issue we're about to fix. So let's go ahead and look at what we're going to go. You can use whatever Megascan you want, it doesn't matter. We've already added quarry collections into the project just now, so go ahead and download and add that if you want, or add whatever you're interested in. Again, it doesn't really matter. So we're just going to take any of these and put it out here, and go back to selection mode. And we're just gonna scale it up. I hit R, which is the hotkey. Actually, we're not gonna do it like that. Scale the whole thing at once, so it's nice and even. Okay, so now if we go into the third-person map, first of all, that's kind of awkward. We can't fix that. But we can fix this. So this is the collision issue, to where it's not quite mapping how we want it to. You can see the foot is on nothing. Occasionally you'll hit spots where it just doesn't, the collision doesn't make a lot of sense, like right here. It just doesn't really work. Like down here we were walking through it, so you can't really put that in the game unless it's to the point where players can't get at that object, and then it doesn't really matter. So how we're gonna fix this is back in our editor. What we're gonna do is double click it. Let's go ahead and just put it up here, it's fine. So this is actually where we work on collision, and there is many different ways we can actually do that. While we're here, we're gonna go ahead and enable nanite. We're not gonna talk about what the heck that is at the moment, but we will later. But we'll go ahead and do nanite. So, geez, I got distracted. There are a bunch of different ways to do collision. Luckily, I've already figured out how to do pretty much all of this for you. Don't need to do anything crazy at the moment. We'll talk about custom collision maybe later. It's pretty difficult, but essentially you can edit all the vertices if you so chose. Scan item open or asset. We can see here it looks the exact same as it does in game, which is good. And we have so much to work with here. This is a bunch of collision and nanite options, all kinds of stuff. But what we're going to be looking at is actually over on the top left for the most part at the moment. There's a collision button to add more colliders and auto convex collision. So essentially, if you don't know what that is, let's go ahead and look at simplified collision. So this is basically pretty good simple collision. You can see where the green is where that invisible boundary that your foot steps on would be. So you can see over here on this part of the object where we were kind of hovering would be right about here where this line is, and that's you can see it's not touching the rock, it's not flush, so that's why we were floating. And then alternatively over here it's below the surface, which is why we were sinking through it. So you could click on each one of these I'm honestly not sure what these lines are called, but these lines, and you could adjust them and make it fit. I've tried doing that. Oh, okay, and sometimes that happens. So if that does happen, don't worry, just load it back up. Okay, and in this event, it actually didn't save our object, which is a little odd, but not a big deal. Alright, so here we have it. I'm not even sure if this is the same one, but that's, again, that's okay. Alright, so we want to go to show and simple collision. Ooh, this one's way more messed up. That's perfect, actually, for example. So what we're gonna do is, instead of simple, we're gonna show complex collision. Now that looks a lot more accurate. A lot more accurate. So what we want to do is use complex instead of simple. And you can see the difference, the blue and the light green. So let's go ahead and untoggle these, we don't need to see them. And on our right hand side of our screen, let's go down to collision presets, make sure it's under block all. That's how we can easily change what this object lets through it. And we are going to change it from the collision complexity from project default to use complex collision as simple. And save. We can exit it, hit play. And as you can see, it works. Whoop! Let's not jump over it. Works perfectly. Working as intended. Now I know this looks like a 10-second fix, but this actually probably took many hours to figure out and messing with collision. So yeah, I hope you guys appreciated this and it fixed the issues and you were able to follow along. Hopefully I've earned your subscription, like, comment today. Alternatively, you can check out our Patreon. You know, a little donation for like $1 if I saved you a couple hours is welcome. I appreciate you guys no matter what, and I hope you all have a lovely day. I'll see you in the next video.